All right, good morning, everybody. We've got quite the day ahead of us. Let's get down to business. This is the CFTC disclaimer, very important on a day like today. Futures trading is risky. These are leveraged products. You run the risk of losing more than your initial investment. Capital you should be trading with is risk capital and risk capital only. To me, risk capital is money that you can afford to lose. Use Top Step's risk capital. Succeed in the trading combine. We'll put the risk capital up for you. We are not representing that any trade we are taking today is a suggestion for anybody else. Everything we're doing today and every day in Make HOAG Money is for educational purposes only. This is a live account. We're going to be trading micros. But hypothetical and simulated performance results does have certain limitations. To me, the biggest limitation is the fact that you don't have any skin in the game, no rules, no consequences. Again, we are not representing that anything we do today is going to perform well or poorly. This is the rules for Make HOAG Money. We are expecting kindness and respect above everything. There are always differences of opinion in markets. It's what makes them so good. I'm going to have a couple of people enabled to talk if they want to. We're all going to be involved in the decision-making process. If you have an idea, you are going to be able to show your charts, to show your context. We're going to use the chat room to discuss trades. We're going to use the polling system in Zoom to vote on trades. You will not be able to vote if you are on YouTube. However, I will keep an eye on the chat room to see what kind of ideas people are coming up with. Of course, our focus is going to be on the S&Ps. Of course, we're not going to be trading just to trade. Although I'm thinking maybe it'd be a good idea to talk about how not to trade this morning. We're not going to take losing trades. Of course, that is a joke. We know that losing trades are part of trading. We have to accept it and move on, keep them small. And feedback on Make HOAG Money is always appreciated. You can send that feedback straight to me, Jay Hoagland at topstep.com, JHOAGLAND at topstep.com. Let's jump in here. Let's see what we're looking at. So, starting with the daily. Alrighty. We are above weekly kickoff high. We are above this trend line. We have another trend line apparently from the all-time high somewhere here. I don't like that one. I'm going to take it off. I don't remember what the heck it's from, so I'm not going to use it for trades. Got last week's high above, last week's low below. This trend line is breaking out, so this is kind of a double breakout. This is a potential market state changer, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows if it is going to hold? We've got the swing high here from last week's high. Excuse me. Make sure this is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Yeah, this is correct. This is last week's high. It's a little lower than that, but so we are looking at new information in the marketplace, information that has driven price significantly higher. Here's the 30-minute chart. We've got VWAP all the way down here at 38.15. That's our old address, Rick. That's our old address. What are we looking at? We're going to be looking at past information, right? To think about looking for trade ideas. Here's last week's high. Now this is an old point of control. Well, we know last week's high is right here, up near this naked point of control. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to purple and make this last week's high. I think that's important, right? We want to know what last week's high is. So Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Friday. Okay, so yeah, that is last week's high. Where are we looking for opportunities? Do we want to take the opening range trade? That's the first question I'm going to send out. Yes for 1 for yes, 2 for no. We are opening out of range. We're opening out of value. We're opening out of balance. Opening range trades sometimes can be fruitful for us. Launching the poll now. I'm looking for a couple of victims to talk. Let me know if you would like to. Yes, there are 6 Fed members speaking today as well. It's a good thing to point out there, Michael. We have, we had Waller early. We have Harker at 8 a.m. Okay, just already spoke. Logan 8:35, Esther 1:30, John Williams after the close. There's a few talking Fed speaking today, of course. Good morning, Khalid, Rusty Golfer, Marcelo, and Chad. It's good to see everyone. Shaw is saying it's likely to be more than 5 points of risk on the opening range. And I agree with that. I think if we're going to be looking at the opening range or doing the opening range, we're going to be risking a little bit more than 5 points. And I'm okay with that. This is a volatile period of time. Okay, this is a volatile situation. All right. I got a question here about coming into Zoom. This is the registration for Zoom. That should help you get into the Zoom meeting so you can vote, JM. Anybody that wants to, you're more than welcome to. Good morning, Jordan. So right now, we've got some good participation. 61% participating, 67% say yes. So it looks like, I think, unless it's a 15-point opening range, I don't think we're going to want to get involved in that. But I think it's important to think about the possibility that the best trade location could come early today because, again, we are out of range, out of value, out of balance. The opening range trade is some people look at the opening range in a different way than I do. I look at the opening range as the first minute of trade in the regular trading hour session. Some look at 30 seconds, some look at 3 minutes, some look at 5 minutes, but the opening range is from the old trading pits. When the bell rang, all the brokers in the pit were holding orders that were due fills on the open. If the market was slow, it may just be a few ticks and take 30 seconds to establish the opening range. If the market was busy, like we would be expecting today, the opening range may be several points and take a few minutes to finish. So then the exchange would ask all the brokers, hey, here's where we think the opening range is. Do you agree? If a broker traded outside that, they would add those prices to the opening range to make sure that everybody had their prices, that they filled all those orders that were due fills on the open in the opening range. Otherwise, you'd have to cash adjust your customer. So being in the trading pit, it was human, it was yelling, screaming, it took a little bit more time, I think, to get these executions done. In electronic trading, I think a minute is plenty of time for somebody who wants to get an execution taken care of right on the open. I think that's plenty of time for them to do that. Now, others will disagree with me. Okay? So what we do is... Okay, Amanda. Yeah, you got your answer, right? Okay. Meester 1230, George 130, Williams after hours. Thank you, Michael. All right, so we are about 2 minutes from the open. I don't have any victims yet. Anybody that wants to speak, let me know. Mortimer, how are you doing? You want me to let you in here? I'm going to let Mortimer in. See if he wants to talk. Mortimer is my brother. He's an engineer. He's really smart. Or at least he thinks he is.
Just got the invite.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure you wanted to.
You know me. I don't mind talking.
Yeah.
The opening range is going to be key.
Right.
But just me personally, I'm going to be looking to sell rallies.
Up against like last week's high, the purple line here.
That 39.730 area, yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
Maybe play both sides, but I don't trust the Fed. That's why I said it. I said in your chat, I said that, yeah, it's lower this time, but who knows what it'll be next time. It's the Fed.
Joe, you got your hand up. I'm going to let you in as a panelist if you do want to talk. You do not have to. All right, so here we are. We're in the opening range. So we're going to put the 1 minute chart up, which should indicate to us the opening range, which it is not. Opening range. Save. It's not. Okay, so we got 4 points. Four-point opening range so far. Six. So we're about a 6-point opening range. We're just about to the end of the opening range here. So we got 99.5. So we're going with a stop up here, and we are at 93.5 for the downside. So we're in for the opening range. We'll see what happens here.
It's Joe.
Hi, Joe.
I hope. Can I just make one comment?
Of course, please do.
I follow these gamma levels where you've got a large accumulation of options,
Okay.
and when we near them, they tend to be inflection points. Like for instance, the last few weeks when we approached the put wall on the downside,
Mm-hmm.
support,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't necessarily guarantee it's a support, but it's an inflection point. If you go through it, that tells us something. If it holds, it also tells us something. And it held 3 times in the last few weeks.
Uh-huh.
We've got a big call wall, which is an inflection point here at 3,900, and that is the level where you've got the largest accumulation of calls in a book.
Got it.
And I wish Anne Marie was here because she really is good at this stuff. But don't take my word for it. But I think what happens when you get near that call wall is those options add premium. They're adding premium because some of them are in the money.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the IV is increasing, which adds premium as you get closer to the strike price. Okay. So 3,900 is kind of an area. So you have some before that and some after that. And when you get profits like that, they tend to, some people are going to sell their calls, which
Mm-hmm.
causes the dealers to be long
Mm-hmm.
calls. They're in imbalance when they're long calls. So what they do is they go into the futures market and short futures, and that gives them flat.
So that 3,900 level is pretty important.
So, and as I look at Bookmap, and then I'll stop. And as I look at my Bookmap, it's a huge inventory showing on the book map at that 3,900 also. It's a round number, so it probably would be anyway. But I'm just saying that 3,900 looks to be on a lot of things I'm looking at as a major inflection point.
Okay, so I mean our high for the day is 38.99.75. It's a tick from it.
That's your stop.
Yeah.
Once you move it above 3,900.
We'll go 39.02. But right now we've got things going on here.
Yep.
Shaw's asking for a target. Does anybody have a target? What are we looking at?
left, John?
This is the 30. Okay, this was last night. This was yesterday.
Well, the low of that bar to the left of the red one. What is that?
The low of this bar?
Candle. Yeah.
That low is 38.70. Now, we have
Way down there.
a naked point of control from 2 days ago, volume point of control right here. We got a naked point of control right here, which is from 2 days ago, which remains unchecked.
That's by VWAP.
38.22. Yep. Yep. I mean, these are pretty aggressive targets. Okay, we're showing negative 4,600 delta in regular trading hours today, but it's not correct. It is positive 1,000, 1,100. So we're seeing positive delta kind of against direction so far. Our opening range is the high of the day.
That
So
3870 area, maybe reel it in there, and then if it rallies up again, you can always reload, you know?
all right, we'll see what happens there. I mean, that's
Don't put it at the E, put it at 3870.01.
well, you said 70.
Oh, I know that area, but I don't. That would
All right.
be above the even numbers. There
All
you
right,
go.
Mr. Valentine has set the price. The price keeps slipping off the cracker here.
Cheese. Who's moving the cheese?
Mm-hmm. $38.65 Monday's high. I was looking at that.
Yep. You can't get too greedy, Mortimer.
This is the micros. That's why. Here we go. Now we're going to get correct data here. Yes, we still have positive delta against direction. So, Joe, that would indicate I think a kind of a conversation of a confirmation of what you were talking about up at 3,900, because we've got price moving lower against delta. Delta's positive. That's the more aggressive traders lifting offers, and price keeps moving lower.
So far, that's the way it looks.
Yep.
Wish Anne Marie was here, but anyway.
I just had a email conversation with her yesterday. She'll be kind of joining us from time to time, so not here today though.
With the advancement of technology, it's allowed people to view what goes on in the option market, how it is relative to price, these intraday price movements.
Yeah, you're talking about the book map, right?
No, I'm talking about options.
Oh, the auctions.
The notional value
Uh-huh.
of auctions in the SPX and the SPY and the SPX is 15 to 20%. Just the option value is 15 or 20%. Of course, options are mostly short term, a good portion of a short term. So the effect that the dealers have in balancing their inventory versus what goes on in the auction market causes tremendous volatility and reveal important levels on an intraday basis. So it's an area that I think can add add knowledge or add context, if you
Context.
will,
Sure.
to what goes on during the day and during the week. Because you have weekly options now, as we know,
Sure.
which have a tremendous influence on what goes on. A lot of these stop runs we see out of the blue
Mm-hmm.
that I wait for, those are basically dealers balancing their books, I think. What do I know? I'm a rookie.
So now we got positive delta of 2,000. So we've got, aggressive short-term buyers. So delta we have moving more positive against the bigger direction of the day so far. The opening range we know is the high of the session. So anything that's happened is below that. So it appears that there is, while the buyers seem more aggressive because of positive delta, price moving in the opposite direction suggests the presence of some other time frame traders just placing orders and getting short or getting out of longs. But that's gonna create a long community of shorter time frame traders, and once they figure it out, they'll turn the other direction.
Sellers have control.
So Joe, one of these days when it's maybe a quieter morning, I'd like if you wouldn't mind sharing where you're getting your information on those blocks of puts and calls.
Go to spotgamma.com and they'll tell you all about it.
Spotgamma.com.
Yep. A lot of education on there.
John doesn't like playing in the NASDAQ.
I don't. Gives me heart palpitations. Patty, I do appreciate the suggestion.
Come on, you're gonna get it. Come on.
Well, we're gonna do the 10% rule.
We're at an important level here on my book map at 70.71. Big liquidity level. We go through there, you can see a quick 4 or 5 points.
Okay, we're out already. I 10%ed it. In other words, if it gets within 10% of my profit target, I take it. So we're flat now.
Flat now?
We're flat now.
Okay.
Where'd you buy it at?
Like 72? No, 72. 72? I don't know. We were at 71,
All right.
and we just paid 72.
You owe me $1.
Why? Did I jinx you or something? I owe you a Coke?
It was a winning trade.
Yeah, we would. I don't know if we would have gotten filled at 71.
Come on, Randolph.
Mortimer. Mom always said you were greedy.
And tough.
She meant it as a compliment.
Yeah, I know. Hey. I'm not saying it wasn't the right move. I'm just saying it was profitable.
Yeah, no, it was a good trade. So now what do we do?
If it rallies up, let them have it again.
This is how I always feel when this happens. I'll show you. Oh, that's not a good picture. You saw everybody has seen Finding Nemo, when the fish in the aquarium they get put in bags and they roll themselves across the street into the ocean, and then they're still stuck in the bags. Then they're like, well, now what do we do? This is what I feel like when we get out of a position like that. And now we're just kind of waiting for the next opportunity. What do we do now?
You got their money to play with.
No, that's my money.
Well, now it's yours. Yeah.
Next trade starts from zero. Travis, would you reshort again at 38, 90, 91? If we do get the opportunity, after what Joe was saying about the block up here at 39, I would try and get as close to the high of the day as I could before shorting again, which may mean I'm going to miss it. But I like what you're thinking about. I like the way you're thinking, Travis.
Well, that gamma level is not exact at 3,900. It's an area.
Right. Everything's a zone, right?
Either side of that.
Yep.
But on my book map, there's a definite liquidity there at 3,900 at that price. Very, very large liquidity.
You know, when you cover, John, I was actually thinking about you flipping down there.
Getting long.
Yeah, around that 38.70 area.
Well, it's easy to say now. Easy to say now, isn't it?
If it's a good area to cover a short, sometimes it makes sense to try.
Sometimes you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm just giving you a hard time. Look at how positive Delta is becoming now. 4,700 positive. This is aggressive short time frame buying up here. If they can't make price continue to move higher, by the end of the day, they're going to be so freaking long, they're going to beg to get out of this.
Kind of getting out of some of the metals right here.
You are, huh?
Just
lightening up a little bit.
You know what? I can't short it because I don't own them, but I get out of a couple of the longs and try to buy them back lower.
Good idea. And they said mathematicians and engineers make bad traders.
They sure do.
Chewing through a lot of liquidity here. Liquidity can act as a magnet because that's where the orders are.
Right. We used to say in the lumber pit, price always goes to the point of greatest aggravation. Where the orders are is where price goes.
Yeah. Are you gonna put it out again? What are you gonna do?
I'm waiting for orders.
Chewing through a lot of liquidity here.
Yeah, see that positive delta is what we're doing here. It seems as though there's a presence in the marketplace placing orders, ice orders, basically just replenishing those orders, letting the short time frame traders continue to get long.
At 92, we chewed through all kinds of liquidity at 92. It disappeared. Now it re-entered on the book.
So do we take a short here? See, they just keep replenishing, don't they?
Exactly. Could be an iceberg.
Well, do we want to take a shot at this? Relaunching the poll.
I think we're magnetized to 3,900.
Up to 3,900.
That's just me.
Where the real liquidity is.
That's where you go it. And I'm seeing a lot of volume as we chew through here. A lot of green.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of green, which shows delta.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think the agreement is we are looking for a short somewhere up here. We got 80% saying yeah to look for a short.
Well, do you wait and see if it hits the stops? You know there's stops up there.
The question is, where's the risk?
Well, if you let it hit the stops,
Come back in.
39.02 and then 39.05 risk.
We do the we do the bend. Let it take it out and see if it comes back
Could
in.
be a head fake, but
Look above and fail might be a good.
That's what we're talking. Yeah, that's what I was calling the bend. Look above, fail, and then take the short.
the Dow sell it off a little bit. It's just kind of flitting around, still in the middle. Up 700.
So we're back into the opening range now. We got 5,200 positive delta. So Joe is, that is certainly, substantiating Joe's liquidity that we've been chewing up here.
The longs are feeling pretty good from the point where you
I think
covered your short, Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
think
you've got a lot of stops under there.
there you
Those
go.
are going to get run at some point. Here we go.
Yep.
So you got new highs. Now watch it sell off.
This is a point where we get important information.
Nice cover down there, John.
Yeah, it was a good shot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That liquidity disappeared. It traded and got pulled. It's gone.
Okay.
Right.
Not
Now you got-
finished yet.
Yeah. Now you got a new point you could sell against.
So we're going to take this short. We missed it.
Okay, they're filling in liquidity above it. So that supports your short, at least here on a short time frame basis.
Yeah. I mean, don't get married
God
to
damn
it.
it.
There you go.
From
I knew it.
from 98 to 98 to 01, we
Yeah, we missed it.
liquidity in the book.
They love fishing for those stops, and then
We just missed getting that short.
yeah.
Look above and fail.
Yep.
Perfect.
I know. And
Did you miss the short?
we missed it. I tried to put it down and then it ran away from me.
Then got it, right?
So we're getting an offer at 97.5.
Okay, they're replenishing 3,900.
Ah.
Sometimes that's more frustrating than getting in and losing.
Right. It's okay. I'm okay with missing a trade once in a while.
Pat yourself on the back, Hogue. You had the right idea.
Yeah.
Give you credit, so.
Yeah.
I know you can't spend that. But
Look above and fail. That was the shot, right?
Coming for you.
Yeah, well, let's get it.
I dare it.
Let's get it. Come on. If I cancel it, it'll get up there, and then I can market order it in. Let's go. We're in. Boy, it just reached up there and grabbed us.
Yeah. Now let's see what happens.
I can tell you guys, the wonder dog Lacey is so excited right now. She's snoring.
You on the couch?
No, she's basically sleeping on my feet, which she does a lot.
Oh, where did you cover your first trade?
Oh, it was right, like 38.72. We were working ones, and we got within 4 ticks of it, so I just made it a market order and bought it. I think we paid 72.
Is that you can use the same target?
I don't know. I'm waiting for instructions.
Here we go again. It's back in the books, by the way.
Okay.
3,900. It's trading there. It went through it. It disappeared. Now we got liquidity filling in below, and we got liquidity at 4 and 5.
You
All
got
right.
the Dow moving against you, John.
Yeah, we got stopped out on that one, so
Yeah.
we're all right. These buyers are just relentless.
Yeah.
$6,700 positive delta now. So we were up, what, 20 points? We were up a little over 100. And we're going to risk half of that. And then we're going to make sure we're a plus player at the end to make HOAG money today.
Yeah, doing what?
Well, if we have another loss, that'll probably be it.
Yeah. Again, it's a tick or two above the high, and then
Michael is saying, let's see what B period does. And we are going to be opening B period pretty high in A period. This is a lot of excess down here. If it remains, let's see if it stops short of high of A.
but somebody said somebody's talking at 9.
Yeah, Harker.
I don't know.
A lot of liquidity in a tight range above and below us. And the algos are going crazy, trading between them.
I bet. That's where they make their money.
$3,900 to 04. There's an area of consolidation with liquidity above and below that level of consolidation.
Should we be an algo and bounce back and forth?
Highs.
Okay, we're really chewing through the liquidity above now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of volume. You must be seeing that on your delta chart.
Yeah, it's up 6,000 right now. 6,300, 6,500, 6,600.
Okay, big level of liquidity at 10. It could attract price. Could go right there, acting as a magnet, possibly.
S&P's equity's up 4%, 5% in the NASDAQ. Ben is saying his 100 session simple moving average, 39.10 and a half.
Okay, here we are. Went right through it.
Yeah, blew through that.
Like butter.
Went through another level at 12.
Can you go out further on the daily on the left, John?
Here.
There you go. I'm just trying to see what's up there. Definitely that 39.30. No question there.
Yeah, it's last week's high. Nothing left as far as unchecked. What is this? Nothing left as far as unchecked points of control. We do have a high volume node here. 19. Yeah, the November 1st high, which is last week's high. Where is that here?
Dow's still up kicking.
I got 24 on an important level.
And that
Not on
is
book back, but on my regular stuff.
24.
It must be a high somewhere to the left.
Well, yeah, we got regular trading hour high, I think, on the first 24 quarter.
Yeah, that's what I got.
All right. Sorry.
A
So,
lot of liquidity at 20. 18 to 20.
Just eating up that Dow, man.
yeah,
Stuff 1,000.
yeah. Up 8,300 in Delta now. I don't really want to fight this directional market here without some sort of structure. And that 24, that regular trading hour session high, does give us that opportunity to limit risk against the extended trading hour high from last week.
At some point here in the next hour, you might see a huge liquidity break to the downside to give you a chance to get in on the long side.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm looking for.
It's probably going to be when the short time frame longs, which are now really long,
Exactly.
decide they're getting out.
I'm just loving this stuff right now.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, most of the world probably thinks inflation's over because we had a little slowdown of it, right?
Even though it's up 7.7%.
Right. It's the perception, not the reality, that we got to look at, right?
And we bounced off that huge liquidity at 20.
That resistance at the NAS.
39.20 on the blues. Bounced right off it. Do we recheck it? That's the question.
$11.5.
Yeah, 11.4 was weekly kickoff high in the NASDAQ.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
So you got these whole moving averages. This is the 9 session. This is the 13 session. They're above price right now, which can be an indication of slowing of momentum.
Yeah, Dow's coming off.
Mm-hmm.
could try it again if it gets up a little bit more against that
Let's
high
shoot.
that
Let's shoot for 15. Using the volume shoulder here, looking for this low volume node to be resistance. See if we get it. Caesar reminds me of a country where the CPI number went down from 600% to only 132%, and the government said they were doing wonderfully well. The volume shoulders I'm looking at on, well, this is the TPO chart, but this is also volume profile. So in short time frame, if I'm looking for a way to get into a trade, sometimes these low volume nodes will act as resistance. So you got a high volume node here, low volume node, and then a high volume node. We're trying to get this short up against this low volume node. Usually it's a way that I'll find my way into a market that is highly directional in one direction. So technically I should be looking for longs in this. We are one time framing higher. Boom, boom, boom. We put in a high in B period, so for the last 4 periods, we've put in higher lows and higher highs. This is one time framing higher. Technically, right? So this is where I find it's most difficult to be patient. Like we were trying to get the short on the move back up, and we caught it, but we just had to really try and be patient and not try and catch price, try and chase price. And if I feel like if we just put this offer down a little bit, I feel like we're chasing price. And it's the loud voice in my head that's saying, you're going to miss it, you're going to miss it, you're going to miss it. That's the impulse. The intuition is saying, be okay if you miss it. You need good trade location. You need good trade location.
Yeah, the DXY is breaking, but it's bouncing off the level it's kind of at for the past 15, 20 minutes.
You can, hey, Tom, Rick, do you have Trading View?
And that's delayed a little bit, yes.
I don't think that's delayed. Here. I started watching this. It's a lot faster than Market Watch.
It says delayed quote.
Where?
Just underneath the last updated. So 957.
That's on Market Watch.
Yeah.
Okay, try this one. Look in the webinar chat. Oh, come on now. Because this one is saying as of 10:08 Eastern Standard Time. It's 10:08 Eastern Standard Time. I think it's in real time.
They got you.
Yep, we're in. My stop.
It's above the high, I think.
Hopefully we won't need it.
Order cancelled.
The limits for the equities are down limits only. There's only up limits in extended trading hours. There's no up limit in regular trading hours. Well, alrighty then. Not at all, Travis. Michael, Jan, Liza. So what are we looking for here? If this thing continues to go, what's a good target, Joe?
Well, I'm the opposite side of you, I guess. I was looking to go long, missed it, and I'm out of it now. So let's put it this way, I'm neutral at this point.
Understood. So we're at TPO value high right here. TPO point of control, as we know, is right here because it's just the widest line closest to the center of the range. Center of the range is here. Volume point of control is down here. I'm going center of the range. So we're going 96 for a potential profit target. That's half back. It's where some of the short time frame longs are going to get real nervous. And the market loves to make the short time frame traders nervous.
Liquidity building at 03. That's probably a good target for you, at least initial target.
So, all right. We'll go with Joe's liquidity target, 03. We'll go 03 and a half. It's about 2-to-1 reward over risk. I can handle that. It's got to get through this low volume here.
And you broke that swing low to the left that you established around 10:04, which is in your favor.
You gotta buy it above that 3,900, I'm thinking.
Yeah, we're covering at 39.03 and a half right now. We're having trouble getting through this low volume node, which is making me a little bit nervous. Because if I were looking for continuation to the long side, this would be a long for me. I'm just going to take it. Good trade. Made us whole again. Now that I took it, watch.
I'm gonna start calling you itchy
You know,
or trigger happy.
we are one time framing higher, and the way that I get into trend days is against low volume nodes. So I was kind of looking at this as, if Joe's looking for longs, this would be an area that I would be looking to go long.
Physical placement will be given to Kathleen.
There we go. Oh, no. Well, we had a good day in Make HOAG Money. Thanks, guys. I might go get me a cheeseburger. There it goes.
Could have had a steak.
Yeah, well, it happens. It happens.
Liquidity still in the book.
Got me nervous.
Sometimes they pull it.
Yeah.
But it's still there. Matter of fact, they added some at 02 and 01.
Oh, 39.12. Yeah, I was looking at. Oh, yeah. I was looking at the micros, the minis, even the S&Ps, which I try and look at. The volume point of control is a lot higher. This is indicating some selling coming in against these highs here. Look at Delta now is down to 3,800. The smart man I've been working with says, whenever you have that volume point of control in one quarter near the extreme, there's a tendency of price to go in the opposite direction. So, but we got your liquidity here at 39.03. That was a nice entry.
And there's some here at 1150 above us that not as heavy, but it just entered the book.
Point of control.
Yeah. Now, Bookmap doesn't have anything to do with the spotgamma.com, except they do have a program that's consistent with what goes on with the gamma levels.
Mhm.
There's some traders that do use spotgamma.com's gamma levels to trade on Bookmap, but it doesn't really have anything to do with Bookmap.
But do you think that those levels line up nicely with liquidity on
They
Bookmap?
line up very nicely.
Yeah, I bet, right?
They do. Because so much of the activity that goes on, according to spotgamma.com, especially on an intraday basis, has to do with the dealers adjusting their books relative to these huge, massive volume being traded in the option market now. Like I said, 15 to 20% of the notional value. That is massive. Is just in options alone, and a lot of those options are short term. So the dealers are constantly trading futures to get neutral, basically, on a very, very micro level, a nanosecond level.
Mm-hmm.
It's algorithms that's doing it for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not clicking and pointing.
But the spotgamma.com, even if you don't use the levels, I think it might be interesting to at least study what's going on there, so that you might gain some insight that could assist your trading, possibly.
Right. And anything that can assist our trading is usually a good idea, right?
Yeah. Because every time price moves, the option premiums change, and the dealers have to make an adjustment. They're either buying futures or selling futures.
Right, because they got to stay
stop runs.
they got to stay delta neutral.
Yeah, and they tend to, these stop runs, they tend to feed on themselves. That's why they go further than you ever think. It's because the dealers are chasing price. Is what they're doing.
So even the dealers chase price.
They're chasing price, but as you know, they're co-located to the point where they make a fraction of a penny,
Sure,
a billion times over, and that's how they make their money.
right. Ever since they took the stocks from fractions to decimals, that's been the game.
But a lot of these dealers, Citadel, Morgan Stanley, again, according to SpotGamma.com, they will hedge themselves way above and way below the market. The catastrophic stops.
Sure.
For them, in case some atomic bomb hits or something. And so you have these huge put levels below the market and huge call levels above the market. That, in the day where you limit up or limit down, they can come into play. I find it fascinating and very interesting.
Hmm.
Very interesting stuff. I did subscribe to them for about a year just to learn what goes on, and I don't subscribe anymore. But I find it very interesting stuff, and it's kind of a dynamic that I never realized went on in the market until I got involved with them.
Caesar, that's what we were talking about. We were laughing because it is lower, but it's still 7.7%.
Right.
So
Right.
it's bad news, just not as bad.
Just not as bad. I think I think the real thing that people are thinking is that they're going to slow the roll as far as increasing interest rates because of this.
And if you're basing it on that one, who knows, the next one could be 3 or 4 points higher. So,
Right.
are you going to reload up here, John?
Lex, well, I got to get going here. It's 9:20, but I just want to show Lex Trader what my profile settings are. I'm in Central Time, so regular trading hours start at 8:30, and I have it end at 15, which is 3 o'clock
Military time.
military time. TPOs in one tick, and then you can change the colors. So if I were going to change this, I'd change that to red and
Fonts.
red and orange and orange. But that's how you get the profiles to look like this. So I know just by looking at this is early trade, this is middle of the day trade, and this is late trade. Just by the colors. Lex, I hope that helps. All right, I got to run. Joe, thank you very much for joining. Of course, Mortimer, always a pleasure to have you with. Thank you, everybody, for your contributions and your ideas. We had a good day today, thank goodness. We'll look forward to seeing what we do on Monday. That's going to be it for me until forecast tomorrow. So I'll look forward to hopefully seeing everybody there. And be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. Lots to learn, lots of opportunity, lots of risk. Just manage that risk. Think about those asymmetric opportunities where you can risk a little to make a lot. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, Hope.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, John. Thanks, everybody. It was fun.